Good morning to all of you. Today we are going to talk about methods of measuring dispersion. The following are the important methods of measuring dispersion: range, interquartile range, quartile deviation, mean deviation, standard deviation, and Lorentz curve. First one is range. Range is the simplest measure of dispersion. It is the difference between the largest and smallest values in a series. It is an absolute measure. The relative measure is coefficient of range. Range is equal to L minus S. L is the largest item. S is the smallest item. Coefficient of range is equal to L minus S divided by L plus S. Computation of range. Individual observation. 7 students obtained the following marks in statistics. Calculate range and coefficient of range. Range is equal to L minus S. Here largest item is 60, smallest item is 15. Range is equal to 60 minus 15 is equal to 45 marks. Coefficient of range is equal to L minus S divided by L plus S is equal to 60 minus 15 divided by 60 plus 15 is equal to 0.6. Discrete series. Calculate range and coefficient of range from the following data. Range is equal to L minus S. L is largest value, S smallest value is equal to 70 minus 10 is equal to 60 marks. Coefficient of range L minus S divided by L plus S. 70 minus 10 divided by 70 plus 10 is equal to 60 divided by 80 is equal to 0.75. Continuous series. Find out range and coefficient of range from the following. Range is equal to L minus S. Here largest value 40, smallest value 5. Forty minus 5 is equal to 35. Coefficient of range L minus S divided by L plus S. 40 minus 5 divided by 40 plus 5 is equal to 35 divided by 45 is equal to 0.78. Interquartile range. Interquartile range is the difference between the upper quartile Q3 and lower quartile Q1. In other words, it represents the difference between the third quartile and first quartile. Interquartile range is equal to Q3 minus Q1. Coefficient of interquartile range is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1, where Q1 lower quartile, Q3 upper quartile. Next one is quartile deviation. Quartile deviation is also called a semi-interquartile range. It is half of the difference between the upper and lower quartiles. In other words, it is the half of the interquartile range. Quartile deviation is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. The relative measure of quartile deviation is called coefficient of quartile deviation. Coefficient of quartile deviation is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. Steps for calculation: find out lower quartile Q1, find out upper quartile Q3, apply the formula Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Find interquartile range, quartile deviation and the coefficient of quartile deviation from the following marks: 28, 18, 20, 24, 27, 30 and 15. Arrange the data in ascending order. Q1 is equal to size of n plus 1 by 4th item. Q1 is equal to 7 plus 1 by 4th item, that is 8 by 4 is equal to second item. Second item is 18, therefore Q1 is equal to 18 marks. Q3 is equal to size of 3 into n plus 1 by 4th item is equal to 3 into 7 plus 1 by 4th is equal to 24 divided by 4 is equal to 6th item. 6th item is 28, therefore Q3 is equal to 28 marks. Interquartile range is equal to Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 28 minus 18 is equal to 10 marks. Quartile deviation is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. 28 minus 18 divided by 2 is equal to 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5 marks. Coefficient of quartile deviation is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 28 minus 18 divided by 28 plus 18 is equal to 10 divided by 46 is equal to 0.217.